Hi everyone, today we're going to be doing 5.4 notes. This is going to be really similar to 5.3 notes when we're doing the triangle proofs. We're just going to add one additional statement now. This is one of the most common proofs you'll see on the OST and kind of one of those common proofs in geometry. So let's get started here. It says triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF by the blank congruent theorem. So let's pause quick. Let's write down all the reasons that we can prove triangles congruent. The first one is side, side, side. The first one is side, angle, side. We also have angle, side, angle, 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 side, and the special one, HL. So we're still using all 5 of these. Those aren't going away. So look at our picture here. Which of those 5 reasons do we see in that picture? Well, I see a side, an angle, and then a side. So I would say this is by side, angle, side. After we know that, what that means is that those 2 triangles are identical. Everything about them is the same. The corresponding angles are the same, the corresponding sides are the same, everything matches up. So after proving that they're congruent, we're going to state all the other things that we can match up. So I'm looking at this, I think that angle B is going to be congruent to what other angle? Angle E. So I can say angle B is congruent to angle E. I could also say angle C is congruent to angle F. And finally, I could say side BC is the same as side EF. The reason we can make these additional statements is because of this, CPCTC. This stands for corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. All right, CPCTC. You guys will all get this confused for a little bit, but it won't be too bad. CPCTC. All right, this is a big thing. I want you to start this, highlight this. All right, we always use CPCTC as a reason directly after we use one of our 5 reasons, the side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, or HL. So it always comes right after one of those in a proof. Always, always. So let's do a couple proofs together. All right, same idea. When we read our givens, make sure we're marking up our picture, and then we're going to see if we can make any additional markings ourselves, and then we're going to go through the proof. So this first given is angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. It says angle 4 is congruent to angle 2. 4 and 2. All right, so we have no more givens. Is there any markings we can make ourselves? Well, they share that side, DL, so I can mark that side congruent. Now that we have our picture marked, let's dive in. So step 1 says angle 4 is congruent to angle 2. We knew that because it was given. It says angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. Well, that was also given. It says DL is congruent to DL. Well, that is reflexive. It says triangle DRL is congruent to triangle LCD. All right, we got to figure out which of our 5 reasons we use, because whenever we see a triangle is congruent to a triangle, it has to be one of our 5 shortcuts. For me, it looks like angle, side, angle. We now can say RL is congruent to CD. Well, what always comes after one of your 5 reasons? CPCTC. CPCTC. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Now this last reason, I'm not going to have you do a ton, but what is the reason from when we go to a congruent sign to an equal sign? That reason is just the definition of congruent, because if something's congruent, it also means it's equal. All right, one last proof here. Same idea, let's mark up our picture first and then dive in. So it says YX is the same, or is congruent to WX. It says ZX bisects the angle YXW. So YXW. So this angle right here is being cut in half by that one. So I know that this angle is going to be the same as this angle. Are there any additional markings we can make ourselves? Well, they share that side, so we'll mark that side as congruent as well. It says WX is congruent to WX, or YX is congruent to WX. That reason is given. ZX bisects angle YXW. That is given. Here, so it says YXZ. You can't even see that. Let me try that again, guys. YXZ is congruent to WXZ. Well, we said these two angles were congruent because they got bisectors. That'd be the definition of angle bisector. There's a blank space. What other markings did we make ourselves? Well, the only additional marking we made was for the side they share. So I would say XZ is congruent to XZ. Reason being reflexive. Okay, triangle YXZ is congruent to triangle WXZ. Well, to me, it looks like side, angle, side. And the last reason, YZ is equal to WZ. Well, what always comes after that? CPCTC.